Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is the 11th of July. I'm Nadine Blaney. Well, it was a record reset on Wall Street overnight, with the local market poised to open 27 points higher, or about 0.3%. The S&P 500 ended 17 points higher, the Dow 175, and the Nasdaq 19, or roughly 1%. That is the 8th and the 6th record high of the year for the S&P and the Nasdaq. Delta Airlines lifted 12% after saying bookings have stabilized and providing an outlook after pulling guidance in April. The news pushed other airline stocks higher as well. Levi's lifted its annual revenue and profit forecasts despite tariffs. In fact, Levi's expects strong demand for denim in other regions, including Europe, and says that its forecast accounts for tariffs, but assumes no major change in economic forecasts. Consumer discretionary was the best performing sector on the S&P. In M&A, food giant Kellogg's shares rose on a $3 billion buyout deal from Italy's Ferrero. That's a 31% premium to its last closing price, with the deal expected to close in the second half. Tesla shares gained after it set November 6 for its AGM after investor pressure to do so. And copper miners remain a watching brief, with the price of the red metal bouncing after U.S. President Trump's new tariff deadline. In Fed speak overnight, Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller reiterated his belief that the central bank could start cutting as soon as next month, while San Francisco Fed's Mary Daly said the time for cutting is nearing. That stands in contrast to comments from Alberto Muslem, who said that it could take until late this year or early 2026 to be clear about the impact of Trump's tariffs. In economic news in the U.S., weekly jobless claims unexpectedly fell to 7-week lows, with indications employers may be holding on to staff despite a slowing jobs market. The U.S. 10-year yields edged higher after that jobless data, up 0.4% to 4.3%. The U.S. dollar rose against major currencies, including the euro, but the Aussie outperformed, extending RBA-driven gains. Crypto was on fire, with Bitcoin hitting a fresh all-time record high, rising above, 115,000 US. Bitcoin is now up 21% this year. Trump's tariffs, though, continue to dictate commodity markets. Oil fell more than 2% overnight on concerns about global growth. Brent crude settled at $68.64 a barrel. OPEC Plus is set for a further unwinding of output cuts in September. That comes as it trims demand forecasts for the next 4 years. Gold prices were little changed on the stronger U.S. dollar. Spot rose just 0.1% to $3,317 an ounce. Copper rose 2.5%, still digesting Trump's 50% tariff announcement, and iron ore rose 3%. It's a pretty quiet one to end the week here locally. The UK May GDP report, though, will be of interest following an unexpected 0.3% level in April. And in Canada, the unemployment rate rose to 7% in May and is expected to have increased further in June. That does it for the day ahead on this Friday. I'm Nadine Blaney. We'll see you next week.